Well, hello everybody and welcome to Vinyl Treasures. I'm your host, Johnny G. John Galindo, coming to you live each and every Thursday, only here on YouTube. Want to welcome you to the March 14th, 2024 Vinyl Treasure Show as we continue with the countdown of the 1957 Relic survey. It's been a very difficult week for Johnny G so far. Continues to be that way, but that is the way it is. So it's time for me to kind of separate from all the action and relax here as I listen to these records, as hopefully you will enjoy them as much as I do. And we have been opening up this Thursday afternoon with the great sound of Earl Bostic. I mean, really unmistakable saxophone sound there by him. He recorded for Sid Nathan's King Records there. That was actually the flip side to a record I featured a few weeks ago called Josephine, which was the A-side that had some chart action. But that is the flip, a song that dates back to 1928. It was a theme song to a silent movie. If anybody's into silent movies, the movie was called Lilac Time, and it starred Gary Cooper and Colleen Moore. If you remember those two, the actor and actress there that played that movie. Now, the tune written by, what I say here, I cannot see that well, written by Nathaniel Shirkrell and L. Wolf Gilbert. There you go. November 1957. We open up with an instrumental by Earl Bostic and his orchestra, Jeannie, I Dream of Lilac Time, on the King record label, Time Records again. So anyway, without further ado, let's continue here with the countdown. Some great records going to be coming up in the next few weeks here. Now, last Thursday we left off at number 162, the Five Royales on the King record label, the original version of Dedicated to the One I Love. Of course, a big hit for the Shirelles. It was funny that a lot of people didn't like that song. They prefer the Shirelles. Okay, but anyway, that was number 162. Let's open up here with a great group from Gary, Indiana, as we heard from them earlier on the survey at number 394 with I Need Your Kisses. They come in here at number 161 with 68 points and 6 mentions, and one of those mentions was a number 1 selection. It's their 13th release on Vivian Carter's VJ Records, co-written by the lead singer of the group. His name is Pookie Hudson. And from December 57, the Spaniels on VJ. It's a great tune. It's called I Lost You.
I lost you.
That was released in December 1957, number 161 on the survey. Pookie Hudson and the Spaniels on the VJ record label. I Lost You is the name of the tune. They would lip sync both sides of that 45. I think the side that was pushed was Crazy Baby, and then they did the flip. That was on Dick Clark's American Bandstand. Would have loved to seen that clip. I would love to seen that clip on American Bandstand. Let's continue here with the Relic Countdown of 1957 as voted by collectors back in 1997. We go back to Philadelphia, PA for entry number 160 with 69 points and 8 mentions. It's the flip side of entry number 356, a song called Mommy and Daddy, and it's the very first release on Doc Bagby, Melvin Schwartz, and Irving Nathan's Red Top Records out of Philadelphia. Here are the Students, not the group that recorded for the Note/Checker label. They were originally from Cincinnati, Ohio. This group from Philadelphia, it features Collie Williams on lead from August 57. The Students on Red Top. It's called My Heart is an Open Door. There you go, out of Philadelphia. Those are the Students. The Students on the Red Top record label actually kicked off Red Top Records there from August 1957. Collie Williams on lead. My Heart is an Open Door. If you bought that 45 in Times Square Records, I would bet you have it on the red label, the Red Top record label, which of course is the second, but still a good tune there. And Collie would later become lead singer of a group called the Allures, Allures. They recorded for the Melron record label out of Philadelphia back in 1964. Johnny G here on a Thursday afternoon. We're here from 1 p.m. Eastern Time till about 3:30 or so, spinning the countdown here of the 1957 Relic survey. So if you're new to the program, just finding out about the show, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click the bell to get notifications. Also, click the thumbs up if you dig what Johnny G is doing as we continue here. As we go to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, this group returns at number 159 with 69 points and 6 mentions. It's their 10th release on the 10th song on the survey. Lots of records by this group, and at least so far, we're not even finished here. And we heard from them at number 514, You Say You Love Me, which is the flip side of this 45. It's on Joe Averbach's Phoebe record label. This song would get picked up by Randy Wood's Dot Records for national distribution, but with a different flip. And even though these are really the Del Vikings, Phoebe could not call them the Del Vikings. Only Mercury, they won that lawsuit, so Mercury was using the name Del Vikings. Phoebe lost the suit, so on the Phoebe release, it's called The Del Viking Crip Johnson. It's from August 1957. These are really the Del Vikings, but it's the Del Viking Crip Johnson. He's the lead singer on Phoebe Records. The song is called I'm Spinning at number 159.
La 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 la
August 1957 release there for the Del Vikings. Actually, really, the Del Viking, Crip Johnson, he's doing lead on that. That's on the Phoebe record label. It has the, what do you call those? Oh, those are the maracas in the beginning, which is not on the Dot release. Actually, that Pat says this is a faster version. Probably is. Maybe Dot slowed it down or it's a different track. But there you go. That is I'm Spinning is the name of the tune. And what else did I have here? I guess the Dot had a different flip side. What was it? Don't Be a Fool, maybe, on the flip side of the Dot record, as Johnny G's losing his mind, as I don't want to do, but it's very easy to do what I've been through. But let's continue here with another flip side coming in at number 158 with 69 points and 5 mentions. It's on Ben Smith's and Bill Bass Gordon's Teenage Records out of New York City. Not many records on this label, but lots of great records on the label. I Still Need the Dolls on the Teenage label. But this group's second release came in at number 270, The Greatest of Them All. And at number 347, the flip side of this made the survey, which is their first release, You Broke My Heart. But the flip comes in at number 156, features Eddie Jones on lead. Let's go to August of 1957, number 158, The Demons on the Teenage label. Their tune is called Take Me As I Am. The Demons at number 158. Can't see.
So if you want me, take me as I am. Here I am, just a plain Joe. I don't know any more than any man could know. So if you want me, take me as I am. I'm not at all a genius, nor do I want to be. I'm not perfect, for no one is, you see. So if you want me, take me as I am. Know just how to treat you, to make you love me strong. I couldn't love anyone else, for you blind my eyes to all. Come to me, talk to me, let me know what you see. Tell me, dear, you take me as I am. Tell me, dear, you take me as I am.
That's Eddie Jones and the Demons there. That's their first release, first of two on the Teenage record label, Take Me As I Am, from August 57. And I think Pat mentioned it in the YouTube chat room. The Duprees would cover that song as the flip side of their big hit, You Belong to Me. And I don't think they gave credit to Eddie Jones because he wrote the song. But again, I hope he was able to receive some royalties from Coed Records with that. But I don't think that he gets the writer credit on the Coed 45 if you check it. But I remember I bought my first copy of this, was really a VG copy I got from Louis Silvani. Then, of course, Greg was offering me records way back in the 1980s, and he sold me that. He said, Johnny, this is really a hard record, especially to find clean. I think he charged me $500 for that 45, and that was a long time ago. Johnny G here on a Thursday as we continue here with the countdown. Entry number 157 now, with 70 points and 6 mentions, is by The Channels. Now, the other songs that made the survey by The Channels were all on Bobby Robinson's Whirling Disc label, and there were 4 of them. Number 496, My Lovin' Baby. 399 was I Really Love You. 210 was What do you do? Number 172, Flames in My Heart. But after leaving Whirling Disc Records, they signed with George Goldner's Gone record label, and this is the B-side of their first of two on the Gone label, coming in at number 157, written by Ed Dolphin. And lead singer Earl Lewis gets credit, although he said the only thing that he added to this song was that he said he contributed his falsetto. He said, I should do my falsetto in this tune, and they gave him writer credit for that. This is number 157 from August 1957. The Channels, Earl Lewis and the Channels on the Gone label. It's called Stay As You Are. Coming in at number 157, Earl Lewis and the Channels. That's the B-side to their first release on George Goldner's Gone record label from August 57. Stay As You Are is the name of the tune. I'm sure the flip side will make it here on the survey. Probably pretty high, too, by the way. Let's continue now. We go back to Philadelphia, PA, to entry number 156 with 70 points and 6 mentions. It's a great B-side to the group's debut single, which first came out locally in the Philadelphia area on K. Williams Jr. label, but when Dick Clark started to play the A-side of the 45 on American Bandstand, the record started to take off. So K. Williams, he couldn't handle the distribution, worked up a deal with Al Silver. He was the owner of Ember Records, but they had to loop in Dick Clark, of course. Would have to. Dick said, I'm not playing your record unless you include me on there with something. So hence, when Ember Records put it out, at least on the A-side, check your copy, it says Wildcat Music, and that was one of Clark's publishing companies back in the late 1950s. That was the way that Dick Clark received a payment on these records that he would push. Of course, Alan Freed got caught. But well, Dick Clark eventually did get caught, but not as bad as what happened to Alan Freed, because Dick Clark continued with a whole bunch of stuff during his career. Unfortunately, Alan Freed, he passed away at 45 years old, and he was DJing out on the West Coast, but Art LeBeau gave him a chance there. But anyway, besides the point, it's a great two-sided 45, as Clark should have pushed it anyway. Well, this side is not what Clark played. He played the A side of this. But the flip side, I love the flip side of this 45. And I showed you the junior press, which has some pops in it, a record I kind of the Count sold me my first copy of that. I was looking to upgrade that. I still will upgrade that press, but I'm featuring the cleaner copy, which is on the Ember record label. It features Bill Horton on lead. Let's go to November of 1957. These are the Silhouettes, Bill Horton and the Silhouettes on the Ember label. It's a B-side and a great ballad. It's called I Am Lonely, number 156.
I'm lonely. I don't want to be lonely, 'cause I dream of you only all night through. The whole night through. I'm lonely. Will I always lonely, because you left me only, left me sad and blue, dreaming of you, dreaming of you. I don't want to be lonely. I don't have to be so lonely. When I find you, when I find you. I don't want to be so lonely. When I find you, when I find you.
B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Of course, that's the B-side to Get a Job. Those are the Silhouettes there. Bill Horton on lead, November 1957, featured it on the Ember label. That was nationally distributed by Al Silver's Ember Records. I Am Lonely is the name of the tune. Now, for you collectors out there, if you own the Maroon Junior label, if it says Records under the Junior logo, that is the second press. It does not have. It should not mention Records under the Junior logo, and it also came out on the Blue label. I think it was distributed locally in Philadelphia on the Blue label, or that was being put out by a K. Williams at the time. Johnny G here on a Thursday afternoon. Thank you all for being here. Hope you're enjoying the countdown here as we continue with number 155 with 70 points and 8 mentions. Is another flip side we heard earlier at number 220. This group from Brooklyn, New York, recorded in the back room of a Harlem candy store. And this is on Alfred Crite Mason Jr.'s Mason's label. And we heard the flip side at 220 called Forever My Love. And Coming in at number 155 is The Flip, written by the lead singer of the group. His name is Bernard Felton, recorded in 1957 but not released until 1958. I think, Ronnie, I would call this the Bunny song, if I'm not mistaken. From number 155, let's give a listen to The Thrashers. The Thrashers on the Masons label. The song is called Genie.
Bunny, 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 oh, baby, bunny, 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 bunny,
Entry number 155. They're called The Thrashers. That's Bernard Felton. He's the lead singer. It's on the Masons record label. From 1958, the song is called Genie. I think this record reissued on red vinyl, 1960 or 60? No, 1962 or something like that. You can purchase it in Times Square Records at the time if you were buying 45s at Times Square Records. But the original, very hard to find. And I've got to thank Spence Wooten for selling me this 45 a long, long time ago, as I do miss Spence. As we continue here, got a rare 45 coming in at number 154 as we go out to Los Angeles, California. This scored 70 points and 8 mentions. It's on Mike Grandy's Spry record label. Now, Grandy previously was the A&R man for Vita Records, and he had this record, created this record label, Spry Records, and the song co-written by the lead singer of the group. His name is Johnny Woodson. We go to late 1957 for Johnny Woodson and the Crescendos, coming in at number 154. Mentioned it on the Spry label. It's called Dreamer from My Heart. It's a rare 45.
When you're close to me, I'm in ecstasy. Since our meeting day, I have felt this way. It's the fool in me. I'm a dreamer from my heart. I have found the love sent from up above. Anytime time of day. You can hear me say that my love is true. I'm a dreamer from my heart. Oh, deep within my heart, deep within my heart, a love that's greater than gold. Deep within my heart, deep within my heart, a love that's never been told. When you hold my hand, you will understand. In this magic spell, it is hard to tell, but it's plain to see. I'm a dreamer from my heart. I'm a dreamer from my heart.
There you go, out of Los Angeles, California. That's Johnny Woodson and the Crescendos, late 1957, coming in at number 154 on the survey. Dreamer from My Heart. That's a 45. That 45 I got from a West Coast dealer a long time ago. Jerry Diaz would call me up late at night, like at 1 a.m. in the morning. My phone would ring, but he knew I was up. And he wouldn't get off till like 4 a.m. But he was talking about all these records, and he was just, it's unfortunate. I don't think he's doing well. Jerry Diaz, that is, but he sold me a lot of great records. He was always high priced, though. He was not cheap. The only record I got at a decent price from him, I have to say, was the Wisdoms on the Gaiety record label. That was how he kind of lured me in, and it wasn't on the colored vinyl though, but it was really cheap. And then he started calling me up with these big records, but they would always be 4 figures at least. And I most of the time would take them, but that was one that he offered me a long time ago. Now, this group would later record for the Challenge label as the Cufflinks with a K. They covered the Casuals tune So Tough, and the flip side is a song called All That's Good, which was the flip side of this Spry 45. Anyway, Johnny G babbling on here as we continue here. Let's move to number 153 as we go to the Bronx, New York. Now, they return at number 153 with 70 points and 8 mentions. Now, you heard the flip side of this at number 215. Their first release on the Vic label, it was 1-2 I Love You. And then we also heard their second release, which is much harder to find than this. This one here, number 464, was Love You Till the Day I Die. This tune here, though, co-written by the lead singer, his name, Paul Himmelstein. This charted number 4 on WILY in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania at number 153 from February 57. Let's give a listen to the Heartbreakers on Vic Records. It's called Without a Cause, number 153.
If love was made for two, what would I do? I think I'd be lost. Now, darling, promise me one thing, that you'll never leave me without a cause. I know that I'd be lost without you. A love like yours is hard to find. So darling, promise me one thing,
That you will keep this thought in mind.
if love was made for two, what would I do? I think I'd be lost.
hope that you will keep this thought in mind.
Darling, promise me one thing, that you'll never leave me without a cause, without a cause.
Yes, Paul Himmelstein and the Heartbreakers there. I always like their records, I really do. And I remember hearing them on Oldies Radio back when I was a teenager there, marking them down. And luckily I did find them, although the second one is hard to find. But this one is much easier. 1950, February 57 release, their first release on Vic Records, Without a Cause, the Heartbreakers with Paul Himmelstein on lead. You know, they do an excellent, I think it's I have it on the Fordham label. It's an a cappella version of Come Back My Love, which I think they performed that at the Apollo, if I'm not mistaken. Johnny G here on a Thursday. Again, if you're new to the program, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is actually our second show of the week. I was on last night beginning at 9 p.m. with the Soul Show. Had a nice turnout on the Soul Show last night from 9 to midnight, and this is our day show here, beginning at 1 p.m. Eastern Time till about 3:30. I'll be back on Saturday night. That's the big 50s and early 60s show, so if you have any requests for the 60s Soul Show or the Saturday night group harmony show, you can send them to me at vinyltreasures@aol.com. I can't say I have everything, but I do have a lot, but not all. It's very difficult to own all. It is, unless you have CDs. If you have CDs, you can play anything you want, but anybody can really do that. It's not that easy to collect. It's a lifetime. It's my lifetime, and I know many of you out there tuned in that are collectors. Just think of it, all the years you collected to find these records. They're not easy to find. You can find the bootlegs, but to find originals, and that's what I really strive to find, original collectibles, and that's what they are. And thank you for being here. As we move on here now to entry number 152, as we go out to Long Island, New York, with 72 points and 7 mentions. They had 3 other songs to make the survey. Number 443, In My Dreams. Number 477, Somewhere There Is Someone. And here is the flip side of this entry, number 152, called Ride Along. Came in at number 413. Here is the flip side of Ride Along on Mary Halanka's Acme Records out of Long Island, New York, February 57, actually out of New York City, I should say. The Tempo Tones on the Acme label. It's called Get Yourself Another Fool, number 152.
You told me that you loved me. You said we'd never part. But now that you've gone, dear, broke my heart. You used me as you chose. Get yourself another fool. Get yourself another fool. But now that you've gone, dear, I'll set my heart at ease. I'm gonna run right on in that world, yeah. Also, just as I play, Get yourself another fool. Get yourself another fool.
Entry number 152. They're called the Tempo Tones. Tempo Tones, they're from February 57. That's on the Acme record label. That's the flip side of Ride Along, song entitled Get Yourself Another Fool. And I mentioned in the chat room, that was not an expensive purchase. Not that that record would go for a ton of money. It would not. That's probably one of the more popular ones by the group besides On Your Radio when they backed up Richard Lanham, but that will be coming up here on the survey. But I paid 35. It was a deal. I paid 35 cents a record way back, sometime in the late 1980s, where I found it. Somebody had a box of records they found, and they probably paid a couple dollars for it, but they charged me 35 cents a record. I says, I'll take them, and that has a little bit of kind of damage on the label, but that's okay. I don't really mind, but it plays pretty nice anyway, as those are the Tempo Tones. Let's continue here. Let's go to Harlem, New York now, as this group finally makes the survey, as we didn't hear from them at all. And here we are at number 151 with 72 points and 8 mentions. They had 18 releases on High Weiss's Old Town record label, and this was their 12th. And this took me a while to find this record, especially clean. This was not one of the easier ones to find, although they got some rare ones too on the Old Town label. But this is their 12th, and the interesting thing is that the bass of the group at the session when they recorded this, Freddie Barksdale, he did not show up for the session. So they're like, well, who's going to do the bass on this? So Milton Love, He's the one who's doing bass on this song, and the tune written by the lead singer. His name is Herman Dunham or Herman Curtis. Take your pick. He went by both names, and this is from November of '57, coming in at number 151. This great group out of Harlem. They're known as the Solitaires on the Old Town label. It's called "I Really Love You So" (parentheses) Honey Babe, number 151.
Ba 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 ba, yep yep. 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 Oh,
honey babe, I really love you so, honey babe. I really want you to know, honey babe, I'll never let you go. You see that I'm for you all through the night and day. I really pray
At number 151, those are the Solitaires. That's Herman Dunham on lead, November 57. It's on the Old Town record label. That is I Really Love You So, parentheses, Honey Babe, is the name of the tune. They would re-release it, an alternate version, I think. Came out in on Old Town in November of 1959. So there is another version. That was the first way I had it. I had the Old Town Records. They booted the record, so you can get the bootleg for that for a couple dollars. Is when I was looking for originals at the time, and I had a beat up copy, and then I had to upgrade it. I wasn't really big in upgrading a lot of things. If it was VG Plus, it was okay, but I had some records that were not really clean. Like a lot of the hits that I have, I would find them in the wild all the time. And when I started doing the countdowns, and I had poor copies of these big hits, it wasn't the greatest, especially if they were worn out styrene presses, like Lover's Island by the Blue Jays. I was like, oh my God, I must have multiple copies of it, because I would continue to pick up records that I would find out in the wild, going to garage sales and flea markets when I had the time. I don't have the time to blink anymore. But anyway, I'm glad you are here, and I'm glad I'm listening. I'm playing these records because I'm enjoying them. I hope you are too. If you are, please give me a thumbs up. That's always important here. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel as we continue now. And entry number 150, coming in at 74 points with 6 mentions. This is on Sid Archie and Leo Rogers' Lido label, Lido Records, out of New York City. And I don't know much about this group, but there is an interesting fact about this record, that the group backing them up, the instrumentation group, are the Royal Teens. The Royal Teens of Short Shorts fame. They actually get mentioned on the label. And the group is called the Corvells. This came out in 1957. It's not an easy record to find. I remember when Greg offered me this, he was like, you need this record? I want $150 for the 45. So I bought it at the time, marked it down that I finally had a copy. But it's at number 150, the Corvells on the Lido label. It's called We Made a Vow, number 150. Whoops.
We made a vow to love each other, love each other, and keep the fire within one another. Tender words I said I do. Oh, I said I do, and that I'd always protect you. I said I love you.
That's a great ballad there, coming in at number 150 on the survey with 74 points. The Corvells from 1957 on the Lido label, We Made a Vow. Now, if you bought this 45 back in Times Square Records around 1962, you probably have it on the Tip Top label. That is not the original. The original is on the Lido label. You may remember this label from the Three Friends. Had a song called Blanche that came out on the Lido label. Not much on that label. There is some. I have some other records on the label as I babble on here. Let's continue. As number 149 is a flip side of a 45 we heard earlier on the survey at number 380. The up-tempo side called Now I'm Telling You, but the flip scored 74 points and 11 mentions. That's a lot, and one of those was a number one selection for this song. This group formed when they were all attending Industrial Arts High School in Manhattan, and their debut single came out on the Melba label, Morty Kraft's Melba Records. This was their second release, came out on B. Caslin's Hull record label, and it features the falsetto lead, an unmistakable falsetto lead of Marshall Samples. Let's go to November of 1957 at number 149. These are the Legends on the Hull label with their tune called Legend of Love, number 149.
Oh, my darling, will you listen? Listen to this legend of love. Legend of love. It happened with two, a boy and a girl, and as far as they knew, love was rare, like a pearl. They met and they wondered, why a boy and a girl sent down from heaven to love and to joy. Looked at each other, oh, and fell from above the arrows of Cupid and the meaning of love. Yes, the arrows of Cupid and the meaning of love. Darling, we could be so happy if you'll just take love's advice. Yes, darling, we can find love together in God's paradise. Your love is real, yea, yea, but so far above. So it is, so it shall always be. Just a legend of love. Yes, darling, just a legend of love. So if you're lonely and longing for love, all the angels in heaven can bring you this love of our legend of love, our legend, our legend of
Entry 149 there from November 57. Those are the Legends. The Legends with Marshall Samples on lead. That's on the Hull label. Legend of Love is the name of the tune. If you bought that one in Times Square Records, you have it on the Tan Hull label, probably a styrene press. And same thing with the Desires. Hull re-released those records for the oldies market back in the early 1960s, but the original is on that red Hull record label. Johnny G here on a Thursday as we continue here with the countdown. Entry number 148 with 78 points and 7 mentions is a flip side that we heard at number 314. And that tune was called You Must Be True. Of course, that is the error. I think it was You Won't Be True. I remember that Frank Chingaro pointed that out, but that is the case. They messed up on the typeset of that flip side there. But it's not. This is on the RCA subsidiary Vic record label. They are out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, this group. Their debut single came out on the Groove label, but the label discontinued for some reason in January of '57, and they later resurrected later on, I think in the early 1960s. They came back with a different numbering sequence. But all the acts that were at the time signed to the Groove label at that time, late 56, early 57, they switched over to the RCA subsidiary Vic Records. So you'll find their records on Vic, talking about like Mickey and Sylvia and Alford. There were others that were on the label at the time. They went over to Vic Records. And this features dual leads on this, Anna Mae Jackson and Leon Daniels. This is from November 57, number 148. They're called the El Vinos. The El Vinos on the Vic record label. It's their second release. It's called My Heart Beats Faster at number 149.
Bo, 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 boom, heart beats faster, 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 for you, my love, I swear to love you, my stars above, and like my love, I just can't sleep, oh can it be, my faith believe. My heart beats faster, want it. My heart beats faster, touch it. My heart beats faster, feel it. My heart beats faster, want it, feel it. Heart beats faster, whoa, you're by my side. Please, won't you realize? I want you for the rest of my life.
Entry no 1-4. Lots of fast records here. Actually, lots of slow records too, by the way. That's a fast one there. You got to really... That's going to tucker you out for sure, Lenny. Number 148 there. Those are the El Vinos from November 1957. That's Anna Mae Jackson and Leon Daniels on lead. On the Vic label, My Heart Beats Faster is the name of the tune in 1964. For the oldies market, RCA would re-release that record on their RCA record label. And, of course, Anna Mae Bullock, she does a great record on the Memo label as Ann Keith. and I think it's Lonely Girl, I think is the name of the tune on that. A nice tune that she does on that. Johnny G here on a Thursday. Again, I can't ask you enough to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not already done so, and click the bell. That way you'll get notifications of an email. You should get that if you so stated that you want the email, but you have to be signed in excuse me, to YouTube in order to do that whole thing. Even to give me a thumbs up, you can't just do it if you're not signed into YouTube. You got to sign into YouTube. But let's continue here. This great group from Newport News, Virginia makes it on the survey again for the 6th time. And it's at number 147 with 78 points and 6 mentions. And one of those 6 was a number 1 vote. And the others we heard were the Gypsy at number 185, and Do Anything was at number 198, The Face of an Angel, number 207, Four Walls at number 237, and at 245, the song called From Me to You. This is their 13th release on a Capitol record label at number 147, written by Clyde Otis and Vin Corso, and it features Rudy West on lead. From June 57, number 147. These are the 5 keys on the Capitol label with This I Promise You, the 5 keys.
This I promise you, a love that you can treasure, devotion you can measure. I offer you my all. This I promise you, a heart that you can trust so. My darling, now you must know that all you have to do is call. There isn't anything I wouldn't do for you, just you alone. I've given you my everything to call your very own. With the coming years, sweetheart, I will endeavor to love you more than ever, more than I do. This I promise you.
That's coming in at number 147. That's Rudy West and the 5 Keys. Totally different sound than when they were on the Aladdin record label, but when they went to Capitol Records, a little bit more popish on the side, but still great vocalization there, especially Rudy West there. June 57, it's on the Capitol record label, their 13th release for Capitol, This I Promise You. As I guess people voting on this survey, they just love the 5 keys, and I'm sure they've made a lot of the earlier surveys also with lots of their releases on the Aladdin record label. As we continue here with the countdown, let's go back to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for entry number 146 with 78 points and 7 mentions, and one of those was a number 1 vote for this tune. Now this is on the Cindy label, and you might often hear me say George Gollner's Cindy label. It really wasn't all George Gollner's, although this label a partnership with George Goldner, and of course it uses his matrix number and his distribution. But really, Pittsburgh disc jockey Jay Mitchell, he was a jock at WCAE. He was also a talent scout for Goldner. Would find local talent in the Pittsburgh area that would record for his labels, and in return, what Goldner did was set up a partnership for him to manage this label called Cindy Records, which was named after Jay Mitchell's daughter. His daughter was named Cindy, and one of the groups that Mitchell discovered was this group called the Orlandos, and the tune was written by the lead singer of the group. His name is Ronnie Williams, and this record is really hard to find, especially clean. Now, my copy, there was a copy that I looked at in a collection recently, and it was trashed. And I knew he had a trashed copy because he would ask me. He says, "Johnny, how's your Orlando's record on Cindy?" And I said, well, it's not good because my copy, I would say at best a VG, and what makes it worse is there were a few people out there that would polish records, and what that means is there's two ways to polish a record. There's the way that you polish your 57 Chevy, where you can compound out scratches and whatnot, but that's what one of the guys did. He said he was cleaning the records, but it was not. What it was really doing was it was taking off the surface. So what happens is the sound quality is diminished. It's not a full sound. I'd rather have a VG record showing the white grooves and the scratches sounding very full, instead of a record that I got to put the gain all the way up in order to listen to it. The other way is, which was somebody, I don't know if it was West Coast. I think it was West Coast, but he would fill in the scratches with some kind of stuff that they would put on the record, so it would actually fill in, like filling in, like a hole that you would put cement in and fill in, so you don't have that hole anymore. But the thing is, when you would play the record and you look on your needle, you have all this gunk on it from the grooves. That's how it is. So the best way is to leave it alone. Sometimes the polishing on a styrene record may take away some of the unnecessary surface noise, because styrene, it's just difficult. But this record, no way. And it's unfortunate, but I haven't had a chance to upgrade this record because it is a hard record to find. It's much easier to get on the second press Cindy label. But anyway, coming in at number 146 from September 57, let's give a listen to the Orlandos. The Orlandos with Ronnie Williams on lead on the Cindy label. The song is called Cloud Burst.
There's a cloudburst in the sky coming from above. Tell me, oh please tell me, am I really in love? Oh, cloudburst. Oh, she's gone.
bum, bum, bum.
Hear that thing? That is a polished copy of that record. There you go. Greg's was polished too, by the way. Actually in worse shape than mine was. But those are the Orlandos. The Orlandos at number 146 on the survey. From September 57, Cloudburst is the name of the tune. Ronnie Williams on lead there. That's on the Cindy record label. And it is, as I mentioned, really hard to find on this shadow print. And so the second press with the logo, which I have and plays better, I have featured that, but I wanted to play the original on this. I mean, it's okay, but it's not. In my mind, it's not good and it needs to be upgraded, but I can't find it. It's a very hard record to find. Johnny G here on a Thursday afternoon. Let's continue here. Now, the survey had its share of hits, of course, as a lot of the people, now listen, don't get me wrong, hits are, some great records have become hits. They wouldn't be hits if they didn't sound great. But this is the third song for this group to make this survey, and way back at number 513, we heard a Sweet Georgia Brown by them, and at number 289, Idol with the Golden Head. Kind of a novelty. Am I big on the novelty songs? No, I know many of you are, like Darren and Brian Korn are into the novelty tunes, but they're okay for me, but they're part of the collecting hobby, so I collect the 45s, and this is their third to make the survey at number 145 with 78 points and 8 mentions, and this was actually a two-sided hit played on the radio back in early, actually mid-1957. Their third release for the Atco label, the third of 29, written by Jerry Lieber, Mike Stoller, and Doc Pomus. It it's had an all-star lineup as far as who's playing the instruments behind this record. Gil Bernal, he's on saxophone, Mike Stoller on piano, Barney Herschel on guitar, Adolph Jacobs also on guitar, Ralph Hamilton, he's on bass, Jesse Sales on drums, and Joe Oliver on the congas. It features Carl Gardner on lead. This charted number 8 on Billboard, but it came in at number 145 on the Relic survey. This is from March 57. The Coasters on a promo Atco, which is not as common as the stock copy, and their tune called Young Blood at number 145.
I saw her standing on the corner, a yellow ribbon in her hair. I couldn't keep myself from shouting, look there.
Look at there.
Look at there.
Look at that.
Young blood. Young blood. Tell me about it. Young blood. I can't get you out of my mind. I took one look and I was fractured. I tried to walk but I was lame. I tried to talk but I just stuttered. Why, what's your name?
What's your name?
What's your name? What's your name?
Young blood. Young blood. Young blood. I can't get you out of my mind. What crazy stuff. She looked so tough. I had to follow her all the way home. Then things went bad. I met her dad. He said,
You better leave my daughter alone.
well, I couldn't sleep a wink for trying. I saw the rising of the sun, and all night long my heart was crying. Why, you were the one.
Y'all the one.
You're
You're the one.
You're the one.
Young blood, oh, young blood, young blood. I can't get you out of my mind. Young blood, oh, young blood, young blood. I can't get you out of my mind.
Yes, I do see that. I see buffering on. I wonder if Grace, are you getting buffering down there? Because I see it. I don't know what's going on with the internet here, but you got to hit refresh to do that. So if you're having trouble with the program, sometimes depending on what the I think it's okay. Let me check here just for a second here. Let me see what it's coming out as here. It is 30. It's 67 BPS. So it's good. It's good. So I don't know this, but I have some buffering on my. I see it because I see the round circle there. Then it comes in, so it catches it. I don't know why it does that. I mean, sometimes depending on how much traffic is on here in the house. But I really have pretty good Wi-Fi here in the house. But anyway, there you go. From March 1957, the Coasters. The Coasters, a two-sided national hit for the group. That side, called Young Blood, came out on the Atco record label. It's cool to feature it on the on the white promo. That's also the maroon label if you have it. I think it was reissued also on the yellow and white label. Johnny G here on a Thursday. Again, hopefully you're digging on the cool tunes here for a Thursday afternoon. And let's move to number 144 now with 79 points and 5 mentions and a number 1 vote on this. As the Nutmegs would leave Al Silver's Herald label in 57, they would return to New Haven, Connecticut, where other members decided to go their separate ways, but Marty Kugel, owner of Click Records, wanted to record them, but because of contractual obligations, could not use their original name and call them the Nutmegs, so they recorded as the Rajas, and this release on Marty Kugel's Click label, written by lead singer Leroy Griffin, comes in at number 144 from November of 57. These are the Rajas, aka the Nutmegs, with Leroy Griffin on lead. On Click Records, it's called I Fell in Love, number 144.
Should be. Now that you're gone, I'm so alone. love should be.
From November 1957, those are the Rajas, a.k.a. the Nutmegs. Leroy Griffin on lead. That's Frank Chingaro's, one of his favorite Nutmegs tunes there. But known as the Rajas, it's on Marty Kugel's Click Records. Number 144 on the survey, I Fell in Love, is the name of the tune. And they also, I think Click later released a whole bunch of a cappella 45s later on. I don't know what year it was that they put it out. I do have them in the collection somewhere there. I see it in the box. But I remember hearing that on the Gus Gossard show. I think that's where I heard that record first. Johnny G here on a Thursday. Let's continue here as we head to Columbus, Ohio for number 143 on the survey. Received 80 points and 8 mentions. I know I would have put this on mine because I like this record a lot. This group recorded for the VJ subsidiary Falcon Records, and this is their well, I guess we can, I don't know if you want to say their debut single, because I think, well, they recorded as another group, I think, but this is with Al Smith and the orchestra, the song written by the lead singer of the group. His name is Paul Jackson, and both sides of this record are good. Oh yeah, they also recorded as the Lyrics on the VJ record label, but they were first known as the Falcons. They were named after the Falcon label that they recorded on. From November 57 at number 143, the Falcons on Falcon with Now That It's Over.
Oh, 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 now that it's over, I still
Need you, need you, need you.
Now that it's over, I still
Want you, want you.
You say goodbye and made me cry, made me cry. You made me cry. Now that you've gone, I still
Miss you, miss you.
yes, I still miss that.
Miss you, miss you, miss you.
Gave to me. Darling, I think that is better. Now that we've said goodbye, that's why I'm writing a letter. Oh, you know the reason why. Now that it's over, I still
Love you, love you.
That's why this letter that I
Send you, send you.
in good faith. Now that is the end. Always be friends.
like that record, I gotta tell you. November 1957 at number 143 on this survey. Those are the Falcons on the Falcon label, which later on became Abner Records, by the way. They were sued to change their name. Now That It's Over is the name of the tune. That's with Paul Jackson on lead. Of course, they would later record for the parent label VJ Records as The Lyrics. Johnny G here. Got to say hi to Indrajit Advani, listening over in UK. I saw Mark also, Himfin is listening in the UK, and we always get some UK listeners here, and that's a good thing because it's during the day for them. That was one of the reasons why I did this afternoon show for that. But let's continue with the countdown. At number 142, the flip side of this made it on the survey at number 254, a song called Near You, but this is the side that I prefer. This great group out of Baltimore, Maryland had 12 releases on the Atlantic label, spanning, they had their career spanned between 1951 and 1957, and this was their final release for Atlantic. You know, their other releases were earlier, of course, but this was their last release, came out in January of 57, features a great lead singer. His name is Ernie Warren, and this is number 142, January 57, the Cardinals on the Atlantic label with 81 points and 7 mentions. It's called One Love, number 142.
This is my first love. I never knew someone like you would care for me. Oh, one love. This is my best love. Your eyes will shine, your lips near mine, so heavenly. I feel a glow, something that's strange under you. I tremble so whenever I'm with you. One love, one love. This is a true love. True love. Years may go past, our love will last. No love like our one love. I feel a glow, something that's strange and new. I tremble so whenever I'm with you. One love, one love. This is a true love. True love. Years may go past, our love will last. No love like our one love. One love. One love. We'll always be true.
Oh, such a great record there. Those are the Cardinals out of Baltimore, Maryland at number 142. That's their last record for the Atlantic record label. The great Ernie Warren on lead there. One Love is the name of the tune, January 1957. George Doowop Tompkins introduced me to that song. He used to play it when he was on, I used to listen to him at Westchester. He used to be on I forget the radio station of at Westchester County. It wasn't a big station, but it's close by to where Johnny G lives, and I was one of his, he used to tell me, one of his 12 listeners. And I used to write into him, and I used to tell him the records that I liked that he played. And again, like I say, DJs like to get correspondence from the listeners, and really there only is a small percentage of people or listeners that do communicate with the disc jockeys. Most people do not. I rarely did when I tuned in to the Time Capsule Show or the R&B Review. I rarely wrote in. Sometimes I would call in on the fundraisers, etc., that they had. But most people just don't do it. They just, because they're listening and they got other things that they need to do. They don't. They just don't do it. But I used to write into him, and what happened was how I got reconnected to George was I posted a letter that he sent me back in 1978 or 77, and he was wondering why I stopped writing. Of course, I was going to Pace University, studying on my CPA prep, studying to be an accountant, and I didn't have the time. And I posted it on Facebook and he got really mad. And somebody must have told him. He goes, this guy John posted a letter you wrote to him, calling you said he was a budding collector and he was tuning into the music. And what did he was actually saying, what did he do wrong? I was like, he did nothing wrong. So I got this email, and it was not nice. He was like gonna knock my head off, and he told me he was really upset. But then when he found out what I was doing, totally changed. And he was not far from me because he lived in Congers, New York, in Rockland County. So he became a loyal fan, and he was watching my turntables when I had the Newmark turntables. He's going, Johnny, something's wrong with your turntable. I'm going to come over there and fix it. So he came here one day, and he gave me all this stuff. He gave me his microphone from FUV. He gave me these things to balance my turntables. He brought over all these oils and whatnot. And he bought me a Tascam. He did all these things, and I miss George a lot. And we used to talk almost every day, just about. He would call me up, and he said, I wish I knew you when I was selling my records, because you would have gotten all my records. And that would have been. I said, George, did you have this? Did you have this? And he told me he did, and he had nice, clean copies too. I miss George, I do. As we continue here on the countdown, number 141. We heard from this group on the Amp 3 record label at number 450 with I'm a Fool, and then at number 277 with Zippity Zip. I think they are the same group, though, called the Empires, but they are known as the Whirlers on this release, and they are from Harlem, New York, first recording for the Harlem label as the Empires. But they also recorded as the Prestos on the Mercury label, and then they did one on Bobby Robinson's Whirling Disc label as the Whirlers, and also as, under their old name, the Empires. Now, this features John Barnes on lead. This had 83 points and 8 mentions. From May of 57, the Whirlers on the Whirling Disc record label. That's probably why they were named after the label. It's called Tonight and Forever, number 141.
Tonight and forever, I'll be loving you forever. Yes, we'll be together. Tonight and forever, we were meant for each other, like sister and brother. Yes, we'll be together tonight and forever. I want no other to take your place. I'll never forget your sweet embrace. Tonight and forever, I'll be loving you forever. Yes, we'll be together tonight and forever. We were meant for each other, like sister and brother. Yes, we'll be together tonight and forever.
loving you forever. Yes, we'll be together tonight and forever.
They're called the Whirlers, but in actuality, they're really the Empires. That one there on Bobby Robinson's Whirling Disc record label, May 1957, coming in at number 141, a song entitled Tonight and Forever. And that's John Barnes on lead, by the way, with their next release on Whirling Disc. They went back to using the Empires. And David, what they did is they changed their name because they figured that, it might be a good way to market them. It's a new group coming out on the scene. The DJs would spin the records, and then, sometimes that worked. Sometimes it didn't, although the Jackson Cadets, they were the same group, and you didn't want, and if you wanted to have two records out at the same time as the Moonglows and also the Moonlighters did, you kind of changed your name a little bit to do that. But they tried all the gimmicks, all these record companies. Johnny G here on a Thursday. Great records for this survey here as we're getting into the good stuff here on the survey. Although some of the other things were good, but more people voting for these records that they like. As we go back to Old Town Records, this group out of Newark, New Jersey. This one came out on High Weiss's Old Town record label. This received 83 points and 8 votes. Don't know much about the record, but it's well known. Well, at least the A side is well known, but this is the B side. I think it's the B side of the 45. Came out in August of 1957. These are the Keytones. The Keytones on Old Town Records. It's called A Fool in Love at number 140 on the survey.
There is always a fool in love. What's the matter, baby? What's the matter, dog? Have you found another? What you thinking of? Have you ever seen a fool? A fool in love. Don't you start crying. Don't shed a tear. You don't have to worry. I won't leave you, dear. Have you ever seen a fool? A fool in love. Well, baby, someday I'll change my ways and you'll have me once again. Because now, baby, I'm praying now that you come back and have me back again. Don't you start crying. Don't shed a tear. You don't have to worry. I will leave you, dear. Have you ever seen a fool? A fool in
August 1957 release there for the Keytones. The Keytones, a great two-sided 45, so stay tuned for the flip side. It'll come in not next week or the week before. It's early. They did both sides of that record scored here on the survey. With that one coming in at number 140 on High Weiss's Old Town Records. They're out of Newark, New Jersey. The Keytones with A Fool in Love. Let's move to number 139 now as the Rajas, aka the Nutmegs, return. We just heard at number what was it, number 144. We heard the flip side of this called I Fell in Love on Marty Kugel's Click record label. Well, let's hear the flip side comes in at number 138. And Leroy Griffin is the lead singer. I think he wrote this side too. Yeah, he did. A great writer and singer, Leroy Griffin on lead. This is from November 57, number 139. You flip over that Click 45 by the Rajas, I Fell in Love. You get this cool up-tempo tune that I used to hear on oldies radio, the Rajas, with 84 points and 8 mentions, and someone voted this as their number one selection, the Rajas with Shifting Sands.
Ba 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 doo wop, hum dee doo wop ba you. Ba ba doo wop, hum dee doo wop ba you. Ba ba doo wop, hum dee doo wop.
Shifting sands, breeze are calling me. Darling, you know you're mine. Can't you see? Desert life, burning out our misery. Your tender kisses just turn sand to sea. Shifting sand, tell me that you're no mirage. I'll give you my caravan to gaze at the stars. Desert love, burning out our misery. Your tender kisses just turn sand to sea. Shifting sand, tell me that you're no mirage. I'll give you my caravan to gaze at the stars.
Those are the Rajas, a.k.a. the Nutmegs, there for November 57, coming in at number 139 on the survey. Shifting Sands is the name of the tune. That's on Marty Kugel's Click record label. That received a number one vote there by one of those eight ballots, scoring 84 points. This next song also scored 84 points, although 11 people voted for this record, and it proves that some of the collectors out there, I don't know if most of them do, I always did, because my aunt did play your flip sides of the 45s. This is on Jerry Winston's Onyx record label, and this is the flip side. Gives credit to Dean Barlow and the Montereys, but in actuality, this is actually a duet with Bill Lindsay and Dean Barlow. And, of course, they were members of the Crickets. And this group, prior to this release, recorded as the Bachelors on the Earl record label. And they end up signing with Jerry Winston's Onyx Records. But this is... Wait a minute. No, I'm sorry. I messed up. This is the A-side. Hey, almost messed this one up, Joe Shacatano. You should have told me this is the A-side coming in. Why did I have the flip side there? I messed that up. It's still the same it's still the same thing. But this is from July 1957. Did the flip make the survey here? Let me see. Dean Barlow. Let me look. I didn't prepare. I'm not prepared for this part of the show here. I'm winging it. Johnny G is winging it. I hope I'm doing a decent. Yeah. I should say we heard the flip side of this record back at number 211 with Through the Years. I thought, see, I can't remember all the flips we played, but this was the intended A-side here, and it's a duet. It still is a duet with Dean Barlow and Bill Lindsley, but predominantly Dean Barlow on lead. July 57, the Monterey's on Onyx Records with a song called Dearest One.
Dearest one, I know I done you wrong, baby, please forgive me, and darling, come back home. Dearest one, you know I'd rather die, didn't mean to hurt you, or even make you cry. Understand, baby, won't you please? Didn't mean to hurt you, just wanted to tease. So give me just one more chance, and I'll never play with romance. No, dearest. Please let me be your king, your king. You know how much I love you, and what you mean to me. Understand, baby, won't you please? Didn't mean to hurt you, just wanted to tease. So give me just one more chance, and I'll never play with romance. No, dearest. Please let me be your king, your king. You know how much I love you, and what you mean to me. Shang lang lang lang, boo 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 boo, dearest one. Whoa, whoa, dearest one. Whoa, whoa, dearest one. Whoa, whoa, shang lang lang lang, boo 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 boo. Shang lang lang lang, boo 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 boo.
Yeah, coming in at number 138 on the survey from July 57. That is the A-side for Dean Barlow and the Monterey's. That's on Jerry Winston's Onyx Records. Dearest One is the name of the tune, a record that my aunt really liked, that she had in her collection. Either I broke the 45, I ended up getting it eventually on the Lost Night reissue label that I gave to her to play, but I have 2 copies of that record. I had to actually upgrade it. But it was a lot of fun finding my first copy at the Yonkers Raceway Flea Market. Lots of great records from the year 57 and 58 in that collection, that girl. And she kept them pretty much in good shape. It's always fun to find intact collections. I'm telling you, even if there's some, some hits from teeners that are in there. But it shows you the stations that they used to listen to. I think Alan Freed played that record, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, I digress. Let's move to number 137 with 85 points and 8 mentions. This group is originally from Queens, New York, and they recorded for B. Caslin's Hull record label. They're called the Belltones, not the same group that recorded for the Scat label or the J&S label. That is a totally different group. But this, I think first presses of this came out on the Black Hull label. I think I saw it in the collection I looked at, but it wasn't in great shape, so I didn't take it. But I have it on the Red label. The tune written by the lead singer of the group, his name is Andrew Pope, and again, this is with Al Brown and the orchestra, so he maybe found this group maybe initially, but it came out in March of 57, number 137. These are the Belltones on the Hull label. It's called I Talk to My Echo at number 137.
I talk to my echo. I love you. And my echo answers me that our love was meant to be. So please, won't you say it to me? I laugh at my echo. I love you, but I still love you, dear. For my echo, it always says just what I want to hear. When we climb Echo Hill, I'm at heaven's door, and when you say you love me still, I could listen forever and evermore. I talk to my echo. I love you, and my echo answers me that our love was meant to be. So please, won't you say it to me? When we climb Echo Hill, and when you say you could love me still, I could listen forevermore. I love you, that's why I talk to my echo. I love you, and my echo answers me that our love was meant to be. So won't you say it to me? So please, won't you say to me? Love you, I love you.
There you go, with Echo and all. Those are the bell tones there from March 1957, coming in at number 137. I Talk to My Echo, 85 points with 8 mentions, and that's Andrew Pope on lead. And Herb Rooney was a member of this group, and he would join a group called The Masters, recorded for the N label, and then I think that group went on to record as the Masters on Lesage, same group. But this one there from March 1957, the bell tones with I Talk to My Echo. Johnny G talks too much. I babble on too much, but you'll have to excuse me there. But as we continue here with number 136, 85 points and 10 mentions. I probably voted for this record because I like it a lot. This group from Steubenville, Ohio, as this group was discovered by Henry Glover. It was one of the many A&R guys working for Sid Nathan's Deluxe record label at the time. And he got the group to record 4 sides on November 27th of 1956 at the Regency Studios in New York City. Now, the result were 2 singles. This was the group's second. It features Howard Allsbrooks on lead. That's what it should read. And this is from April 57, number 136. The Buckeyes on the Deluxe record label. The song is called Dottie Baby at number 136.
Don't make my life blue. Dottie, Dottie, baby, I love your charm. Please take me in your arms. I mean you no harm. I'll wait for you till the end of my life. So please, 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 my darling, tell me that you'll be my wife. Dottie, Dottie, baby, I'm in love with you. Please say you love me too. Don't make my life blue. Dottie, Dottie, baby.
Yeah, those are the Buckeyes there. That's their second release on Sid Nathan's Deluxe Records from April 1957. Dottie Baby's the name of the tune. I should send that one out to Barbara's mother. Her name is Dorothy, but they call her Dottie. That one there, number 85 points, 10 mentions on, or 10 mentions on that tune there. Of course, this group would later change their name to the Stereos. Yes, the Stereos. They recorded for the Gibraltar label, for Cub Records, also Columbia and World Artist Records. But there you go. First started out as the Buckeyes. Johnny G here. We're here till about 3:30 when we'll shut down here. But thank you all for tuning in. If you have any requests for either the Soul Show on Wednesday evenings or Saturday's upcoming show, you can send it to me at vinyltreasures@aol.com. If I have the 45, I will feature it for you, and on original, no less. But as we continue here, as this group, originally from Los Angeles, California, they returned to the survey. We've heard them three times earlier on the Mercury record label at number 275 with He's Mine, number 552 with Only Because, and number 553 with The Mystery of You. They return at number 135, and this was a big hit. Let's see if the copyright police come out and get me on this, because this was a number 11 Billboard hit, and it was their seventh release for the Mercury record label, and this had 86 points and 8 mentions. Let's go to January of 1957 for Tony Williams and the Platters, coming in at number 135 on Mercury Records. It's called I'm Sorry, number 135, The Platters.
I'm sorry for the things I've done. I know that I'm the foolish one. Now that I see who's to blame, I'm so ashamed. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the things I've said. Just like a child, I lost my head. I should have known from the start I'd break your heart. I'm sorry. Please be kind, and I know you'll find it's so easy to forgive. Darling, wait, for it's not too late. Give our love a chance to live. I know the heartaches you've been through. I know, for I've had heartaches too. There's nothing more I can do but say to you, I'm sorry. Please be kind, and I know you'll find it's so easy to forgive. Darling, wait, for it's not too late. Give our love a chance to live, oh, live. I know the heartaches you've been through. I know, for I've had heartaches too. There's nothing more I can do but say to you, I'm sorry.
Darling, I'm truly sorry.
There you go. Those are the Platters there. That is a hit. A hit from January 57, coming in at number 135. Tony Williams on lead with the Platters. Their tune called I'm Sorry. Let's continue here on the countdown here. This one is on Archie Blier's Cadence record label. Not many groups on the Cadence label. I mean, really, the Chordettes. I mean, okay, a pop girl group on the label, but not really any rhythm and blues groups, although there was a group, a rhythm and blues group that recorded on the Cadence record label, and the lead singer of this group previously sang lead with the Diamonds on the Atlantic record label. If you want to know all about the Diamonds and this group, you got to get the current edition of the Echoes of the Past magazine. It comes out 4 times a year. And one of the contributors is Frank Chingaro, who's in our YouTube chat room, and he wrote a great article on this group, and you'll see pictures of the labels. Let me get to I want to show you here. He did. Frank Chingaro wrote this Harold Sonny Wright From Diamond to Despair to Redemption, so you should check it out. It's a great article that he put out, in depth. Write-up on this group, and also, of course, Frank is one of the co-hosts to the Rhythm and Blues Serenade that broadcasts on WRHU 88.7 FM on Sundays beginning at 3 p.m. as Frank, together with Gordon Skagberg, they are hosts to that show. You can hear it on the live stream at WRHU.org, although they are being preempted this weekend. I think maybe the next 2 weekends, I think, Frank, you can reiterate in the chat room with the Islanders. And then I think it's Easter weekend, so then they'll be back. So has a little bit of a vacation there because of the hockey schedule. But they take requests like Johnny G does on the Saturday night show. All the same music you can hear there. And again, on original recordings. They are both collectors. They have a vast collections of great music, and you can tune into that show on Sundays when they resume after the Easter weekend there. So check it out on WRHU 88.7 out of Hofstra University. And again, check out that show, that write-up on Echoes of the Past. But this group called the Metronomes, scoring 86 points with eight ballots, 8 selections here from March of 1957. It's on the Cadence label. It's funny because I do collect the Cadence label, believe it or not. There's some good records toward the with the Lenny Welch, etc. on the label. But this is probably one of the better records on the label by this group, the Metronomes. The Metronomes on Cadence Records. And it's with Sonny Wright on lead. It's actually their first of 2 on the Cadence label. It's called I Love My Girl at number 134. Whoops.
I love my girl. I love my girl. She is a pearl. She is a pearl. Says this is better, but still he's out to get her, 'cause he loves my girl. He loves my girl. My girl is fine. My girl is fine. She's mine, all mine. She's mine, all mine. So, buddy, don't ever make her try to leave me, 'cause I love my girl. I love my girl. You'll never get her. I'll never let her go, my friend. We'll love each other till the bitter end. Won't you believe me? She'll never leave me, because I love my girlie so. I want you guys to know I love my girl. She's the best in the world. I've learned this about her, that I can never live without her, because I love my girl. My girl.
Oh, that's a great record there, gotta tell you that. Those are the Metronomes there, March 1957. That's with Sonny Wright on lead, previously sang lead with the Diamonds on the Atlantic record label. He's leading the Metronomes there on Cadence Records. I Love My Girl is the name of the tune. I think I bought that from Joel Scherzer's collection when he was selling out. And I think he was selling out and he moved out to Pueblo, Colorado. Maybe he was already out of Pueblo, Colorado. I don't know how he's doing. He used to sell on eBay there. I don't know if he's still selling. He used to call me every month to sell me records. But it was every month on a Sunday when he used to call me. But I haven't purchased from him in a long, long time. Let's continue here on the countdown. Maybe 2 more 45s to go before we sign off here for a Thursday afternoon as this great group from Harlem, New York returns to the survey. We heard at number 203 their final release on Danny Robinson's Everlast record label, a song called My Diane, but that should have been in the 1958 survey. Then we heard them at number 190 with the B-side to their first release called Zoop. They're coming in actually with the next 2 numbers, number 132 and 133 and number 132. Now 133 is their 4th of 5 on the Everlast record label with 87 points and 7 mentions, co-written by the lead singer. His name is Joe Greer. And this is from April of 58. This is another record that shouldn't have made the survey. Oh well. But still, we're going to give it a spin. These are the charts at number 133 on Everlast Records with Joe Greer on lead. It's called You're the Reason, parentheses, I'm in Love. The charts, number 133. Number 133 on the survey there, the sound of the charts. Originally from Harlem, New York, from April 58. That was really a screw up by whoever was putting together that list. But that's Joe Greer on lead. The charts, number 133. You're the Reason, parentheses, I'm in Love. That's going to do it for Johnny G and the Vinyl Treasure Show. I want to thank you for joining Johnny G, listening to these cool 45s out of my collection. Again, if you have a request, you need to get in touch with me. You can send me an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com. That is the contact number. Many of you you communicate with me. Thank you all for that. So great, those of you that have been praising the show, and I enjoy interacting with all of you. Sometimes I don't have the time. I get to it eventually, but thank you all for being here. I hope you enjoyed the countdown here for this great day. It's 72 degrees and sunny here in the Westchester County, New York. So if you got a chance to get out there and enjoy the nice weather, you should do so. But thank you all for being here. Thank you, Charlene, again for all your help. If you missed any of the program, it'll be up momentarily on YouTube, but no chat though, unfortunately. But I will be back on Saturday night, the big show beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time till midnight. We'll be back Saturday. We count down the music chronologically there on that show. I've already amassed quite a few requests, so thank you for that. Make sure you get them to me as soon as you can, because I got to pull the records. I got to go to therapy on Friday, so I got to go twice a week, but I'm only going to go for next week and see what happens because it's really feeling so much better. I'm almost back to where I was. I tore muscle tissue in my calf. That was creating a bleeding situation at the bottom of my foot, but it is a lot better now, and I am getting back into the swing of things. So thank you all for being here. We're going to close the show today with another charts record. This one is correctly identified as an October 1957 release. As I mentioned, they had 5 releases. This was their second release. This was the follow-up to their big hit Desiree or Zoop, because depending on where you were, depending on what was played on the radio. This tune written by Les Cooper, again with Joe Greer on lead. And this was the group's second biggest hit after Desiree, number 34 on WABC, if you were tuned in here in New York City back in the fall of 1957. So our closer today, number 133 with 88 points and 10 mentions, the Charts on Everlast with their tune called Dance Girl. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you next time right here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Don't forget to subscribe. Please do that, and also click a like if you dug all the tunes that Johnny G did or featured today. Just want to say, everybody, so long. The Charts.
Let me hold you low.